Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the past 7 days. We have a bunch of Megacolony stuff today. I'll first go through the Dark Face / Dark Device stuff and then go to machining. First up we have the RR Grade 3 Intimidating Mutant King Dark Face Alka DS. Well, spelled Alka DS, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Alka DS when the card actually comes out. His first skill is Auto Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a column, rest all of your opponent's rearguards in that column, and those units cannot stand during your opponent's next stand phase. This is great accompanying Ghidorah when placed on Rearguard Circle, and luckily he's able to keep the ability of resting units from his previous form. His second ability is Continuous Vanguard Circle and Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 2, Dark Device. During the battle, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, and your opponent cannot intercept. This is an amazing power buff for something like Megacolony, especially as power has been one of the big things holding them back. Having him on his own is an easy 21,000 power rearguard. If you can get a 10k booster behind him, then he'll be even more devastating for your opponent as the ability is so reliable. He serves as an amazing backup grade 3 for both Ghidorah and the original Dark Face. In case you were worried about losing out on the draw power, the new GR fills that gap. She is Toxin Sickle Mutant Deity Overwhelm, and her first skill is Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, and choose a face down card from your G zone and turn it face up. Draw up to the same number of cards as the number of your opponent's rested rearguards, and if the number of your opponent's rearguards at rest is 1 or less, this unit gets +1 critical and +1 drive until the end of turn. Whether your opponent has a small field or a big field, this makes a win-win situation for you. The fact that this can also be first stride is amazing. She also has Continuous Vanguard Circle, Generation Break 3, Dark Device. All of your units get plus 2,000 power for each face down card in your opponent's damage zone. This may not seem like a big buff, but it does have the potential to give all of your units plus 10,000 power. And not only that, you can also help speed up your opponent's counterblasting with Ghidorah. Using this early will be nice for a big surge of defense, then using it late in the game will help for giving your columns huge buffs. Light Horn Mutant Dangerous Horn is a 10k grade 2 with, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, choose a card from your hand and you may reveal it. If the revealed card or your Vanguard is not a card named Dark Face, this unit gets minus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. So this is a clone of the previous 10ks in recent sets, but he also has Continuous Rearguard Circle if you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Dark Face in its card name, and if the number of your opponent's rearguards at stand is 1 or less, this unit gets plus 6,000 power. It's a simple effect, but definitely effective. It's good that you can get power even if your opponent is trying to play around Dark Device by keeping a unit stood, or that they get a lucky stand trigger. Having a reliable 16k beta is something Megacolony did need. Black Spear Mutant Bolg Wasp is another grade 2, this time with Auto Generation Break 1 Dark Device. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle until the end of turn, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. Then, if the number of face down cards in your opponent's damage zone is 2 or more, rest all your opponent's units, and this unit gets power plus 5,000. This is only 16k for one turn, unlike Dangerous Horn, but does help if your opponent is keeping units stood. What would make this fantastic is if there was a way to call him during your opponent's turn. Seal Dragons, for instance, are not going to have a very good time against this card. Onto the machining cards, we have the grade 3 Machining Beat Atlas. The first skill is Auto Vanguard Circle Counterblast 1. When your G unit with machining in its original card named Strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 grade 1 or greater cards with machining in their card names from your soul and call them to separate Rearguard Circle at rest. Now this skill proves useful for the Stride to come, but before we go into that, we also have the skill of Auto Vanguard Circle Generation Break 2. At the end of the turn, choose up to 2 cards with machining in their card name on your Rearguard Circle and hand in total and put them into your soul. If 1 or more cards will put, draw a card. If 2 or more cards will put, countercharged 1. This is a really nice way to get rid of things like draw triggers from hand and allows you to put important units into your soul to protect them from retire effects, and then gives you an extra draw on top of that, as they are probably going to come out next turn anyway. The Stride for machining is Oppression Mutant Deity, Machining Despot. He has Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, and choose a face down card from your G zone and turn it face up. If you have a heart card with machining in its card name, choose up to the same number of your units as the number of face up cards in your G zone with machining in their card name and stand them. Your opponent chooses 2 of his or her rested units for each unit stood and they cannot stand during your opponent's next stand phase. This is pretty horrible to go against, especially if you have a Mirage deck or you use a lot of resist units, as this can easily paralyze the Vanguard in that situation. Suddenly the grade 2 machining dive beetle, that unit that can't stand up during the stand phase, actually has a bigger use now that he's the perfect target for machining Despot. I do like how machining and dark phase are very different now. One is almost purely focused on keeping the Vanguard and rear guards paralyzed, and one taking full advantage of your opponent's rested units by gaining power and skills. Blooming Together Maiden Seller is a new RRR grade 2 for Nectar. She has continuous rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with Ranunculus in its card name, or the Bloom ability, this unit gets plus 1000 power and resist. This resist definitely helps as Nectar aren't too good with hand size, and preventing your opponents from being easily retired definitely helps. She also has Bloom, auto rearguard circle once per turn, generation break 1. When your other unit with the same name as this unit is placed on rearguard circle, this unit gets plus 10,000 power and boost until the end of turn. This can become a very nice 20k booster, and with all the other power-ups Nectar get, I can easily see her column going up to around 30k or 40k power. I quite like this idea of giving them once per turn effects but giving them bigger buffs, as it makes the deck a lot more flexible and gives you more consistent buffs throughout the game. Although stuff like Katrina, who don't have the once per turn, can get up to higher, but it's more like a one big turn kind of thing. Nectar didn't only get Bloom support this week, they also got a good bit of Musketeers. Their new grade 3 is Lantana Musketeer Rosita. His first skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. When your G unit with Musketeer in its original card name strides, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck. Call up to 1 card with Musketeer in their card name from among them to rearguard circle, and shuffle your deck. This is a simple plus that can start a nice chain reaction when bringing out the right cards. He also has continuous Vanguard Circle, Generation Break 1. You may pay Counterblast 1 and choose 2 normal units with Musketeer in their card name from your drop zone and put them to the bottom of your deck in any order, as the cost for stride of your G unit with Musketeer in its card name. This is not much of a cost, especially with the free calling ability to sort of cancel out the Counterblast, and can start to slow down the deck thinning, which helps quite a bit when you're superior calling all the time. Black Rose Musketeer Vernor II is a grade 1 with continuous rearguard circle, generation break 1. If you have a Vanguard Musketeer in its card name, this unit gets plus 1000 power for each of your other units with Musketeer in their card names. At a max field, he becomes 12k booster or 13k if you are in Legion, which does make a big difference when boosting most grade 2s. It's nice to have a consistent and powerful buff. The last clan to talk about this week is Great Nature. We have a new Big Belly grade 3, Astute Professor Big Belly. He has Success, 20,000, and Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or your G unit strides, choose 1 card from your hand and call it to Rearguard Circle, and it gets power plus 4,000 till the end of turn. If you called a card, at the end of the turn, draw a card and retire that called unit. So unlike the previous form, you don't have to call a success unit, but you have to give the called unit plus 4,000. Though that should be a problem when you're retiring your stuff all the time. Then he has Auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if this unit is successful, if you do, choose 1 of your rear guards and stand it, and it gets power plus 4,000 till the end of the turn. This is no replacement for Crayon Tiger, but it definitely makes Crayon Tiger a lot better, as they can stand each other back up. Big Belly also gets Correction Scientist Deli Belly, who is a perfect guard that works from hand and has Auto Generation Break 1, Soul Blast 1. When this unit is retired from Rearguard Circle or Guardian Circle, if you have a Vanguard with Big Belly in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw up to 1 card and countercharge 1. This is a handy card to have. Not having to draw helps a lot, as if you have a big hand size and your deck is looking pretty thin, it can be best just to not draw at all, and then you still get the countercharge. Honorary Professor Chavarit is a grade 3 with Auto. Choose 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from your hand and discard them. When this unit Vanguard Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 cards with Honorary Professor in their different card names and put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck. This not only gives you stride fodder, but also allows to give you the perfect components for the Break Ride combo with Shatner and Shat Savage. Then this unit also has Auto Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1. When your G unit with Honorary Professor in its original card name strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3, put it on your Vanguard Circle to your heart, shuffle your deck, and if you put a card, return this card to your hand. This again helps with the Break Ride combo, and is especially good for the new stride. The new stride being Super Honorary Professor Shatner. It has Auto Vanguard Circle, Generation Break 2, Counterblast 1, and choose 3 cards from your hand and discard them. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if you have a heart card with Honorary Professor in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, put this unit into your G-Zone face up, choose up to 1 Grade 3 card with Honorary Professor in its card name from your hand, and ride it as stand. If you rode a card, choose all your rear guards so you get power plus 4000 till the end of turn. At the end of the turn, retire them. This is such a nice combo with the original Shatner's Break Ride effect, and with Shat Savage, you are able to stride a second time with his On Ride ability. And keep units buff and your Break Rides buff. And that is everything from this week. Be sure to check out next week when I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the next 7 days. And if you have any questions about the cards, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. So I hope to see you next time. Bye!